back to the podcast. Happy Thanksgiving. We've got a pretty special episode.
I think it's our first holiday podcast.
No, that's wrong. We did one on Easter.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. It's our second holiday podcast. The greatest holiday of all holidays.
It's a very good holiday.
People overlook Thanksgiving, man. They all go to Christmas, and it's not going to be a popular take, but I'm not a Christmas fan. I like Thanksgiving.
See, we are disgusted when people put up their Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving.
They've been playing Christmas music on the radio for a month now. It's disgusting.
Inhumane.
I don't have to be a follower. Thanksgiving. All day, every day. Best Thanksgiving food, what is it?
You're putting me on the spot here. Give me yours.
The sides. I'm a sides guy. The turkey's fine.
The turkey is fine.
It's okay.
But the mashed potatoes,
the dressing, the gravy, the rolls. Yeah, good.
It's all good.
Give me all that.
I feel like everything is good, though.
It's delightful. It's a great day.
Amazing day. All right. So we've got... Wait. Before we do anything. Drew Timme
update. Big update this week. Played number 2 Gonzaga. Played Kentucky, number 4 on Sunday night. And Drew Timme dominated again, man. He 22 points, 7 rebounds. Gonzaga just beat Kentucky up pretty good. I think they ended up winning by 16. And he put those numbers up against the reigning National Player of the Year, Kentucky's big man, who I can never say his name. Drew Timme, great game. Led his team to a big victory, so.
Yeah, that just shows you
things
how
are
good
looking
he is.
good. National Player of the Year coming up.
Just shows you how good he is. So we've got NFL Week 11 recap. We've got the NFL Week 12 predictions. And we have college football to talk about. So let's just start off with the NFL Week 11.
Well, before we do that, it's World Cup too.
Yeah,
the World Cup started this week. Glad we waited 8 years for the train wreck of a performance by the U.S., who tied Wales 1-1. Wales, the size of New Jersey, which we looked up. The mighty US of A lays an egg against a country the size of New Jersey. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And now they play England tomorrow, day after Thanksgiving, and are just going to get torched by England. So it's going to be a short-lived World Cup for the US. Guess we'll have to wait again for 4 years to be disappointed in our team.
Yeah, the US is not looking good right now. And even though they tied, it's still, you have to play England, and England is very good. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens unless the U.S. can pull a miracle, early Christmas miracle,
Not happening. Not happening. All right, let's go to the NFL.
Okay, so Thursday Night Football, Titans beat the Packers. The Packers, man. After beating the Cowboys, I do believe you were talking pretty high about them.
Well, then we just found out Aaron Rodgers has a broken thumb, which negates any prediction I have given for the Green Bay Packers all year, because how was I supposed to know that Aaron Rodgers had a broken thumb and wasn't going to be able to lead his team as he has historically? So all predictions that I have made on the Green Bay Packers from the beginning of the season are now null and void. So I'm not apologizing anymore. I don't feel bad anymore.
That just sounds like excuses to me.
I don't think so.
I think you just had a bad take and you won't, you won't accept that your take was terrible.
I don't accept it. Look, I will fully admit when I am wrong, but when you are not disclosing all information about the health status of your Hall of Fame quarterback, What am I supposed to do here?
Excuses.
No.
Excuses. The Packers fall to 4-7, not looking good for them at all to make the playoffs or to make the Super Bowl, Mr. Packers make the Super Bowl.
It's not over yet.
It's getting there. Wow. This was one of the better games of the week. Falcons versus Bears. The Falcons beat the Bears. Justin Fields played amazing again.
Yes, but now finding out he has a dislocated shoulder, I believe, or an ACL.
It's a
separated shoulder. That doesn't sound good. He's listed day to day, and they said he still might play, but I don't know how he can be effective with that type of an injury, especially with the way he runs the ball. So yeah, that doesn't look good for the Bears, and we've been saying it all year. Justin Fields was going to get killed at some point in time with that team around him, and it has finally happened. It appears.
I bet he had that shoulder separation for a little bit and just didn't really reveal it until he finally actually gets hurt, and then it's all going to go downhill for the Bears, which it wasn't even that good for the Bears. They're 3-8 now, probably don't have a chance of making the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. The Eagles barely beat the Colts by 1 point.
Man, Colts should have won that game. Jeff Saturday should be 0-2. Couldn't finish. 2-0. Couldn't finish at the end. Eagles haven't looked good the last couple weeks. Let's see. Think they got some holes in the armor there. We'll see what happens with them moving forward.
Yeah. I think, again, we've said it. They're going to start to crumble. The Patriots beat the Jets on a punt return touchdown.
That's only the Jets could lose that way. What was it? 30 seconds to go, under 30 seconds to go. Game's tied 3-3, and the Jets punt and run back for a touchdown by the Patriots.
Yeah.
What a horrible game. Mac Jones is bad. Zach Wilson, bad. Finally got benched.
Yeah, he got benched for Mike White. He said in his post-game interview that he does not feel he let the Jets defense down.
Probably one of the worst statements a quarterback could make after the offense, I think, had 103 total yards. They threw for minus 21 yards in the second half. And then the first question you're asked is if you think the offense let the team down, and you just don't even hesitate and just say no. That horrible take. He's probably lost that locker room based on that comment. I know he's come out and apologized to them after that and said his quotes were poor. But he has to have lost that locker room at this point in time. And I think that probably went a long way in why he got benched for Joe Flacco. See if Joe Flacco can turn the season around for the Jets, or if they're going to continue to crumble. I believe it's Mike White. No, I think Joe Flacco start. Is it? Did they go with Mike White? It's Mike
White, I think.
Well, either option is better than Joe Flacco or than Zach Wilson.
Man, he is not good. He is terrible. The Commanders destroyed the Texans.
Commanders are on fire right now.
Yeah.
Is that 5 in a row for them?
I think so. I think it is.
Taylor Heinicke.
Taylor
Heinicke. Whatever. What did I say, Tyler?
Yeah.
I meant Taylor.
You can't call him a nobody now.
He's not good.
He's not good, but I think he's 5-1 in his career, so.
Well, Carson Wentz is healthy again and could have come back to play this week, and they're going to keep in Taylor Heinicke, so see how that works out.
The Texans are looking terrible, of course. They are in the running for the first time.
Oh, they're going after that number 1 pick?
Yeah, they want it really bad. Probably going to try to get TJ Stroud, Bryce Young, someone to help their team out. Saints beat the Rams.
Rams are done.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Stafford's out again this week.
Cooper Kupp is still out.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah.
They're 3-7. They're done.
The Saints are actually, they're not doing that bad. They're 4-7, but there's not really still a chance they can make it. I feel like at this point, they just need to go for a draft pick, because I feel like if they get a good quarterback, they are a very good team.
They're fine.
Yeah. Because you have a very good offense.
We'll see what happens. I don't have high hopes for the Saints the rest of the year with Andy Dalton as the quarterback, but hey, nobody in the NFC is playing well, so who knows?
The Bills play the Browns. The Bills win in Detroit. The NFL took something away from us, and I'm really upset. They took away the 6 feet of snow game that I wanted to see.
The Bills, from what the little bit of the game I watched, dominated the Browns. Oh, well, speaking of, we got our first complaint from a listener.
Yeah.
Not happy that we are disparaging towards the Browns. I think we said they stink last week.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't apologize at all. Sorry to our loyal listener there, but I'm doubling down, man. The Browns are bad. Their defense stinks. Their head coach is awful. Apparently, their stadium security stinks too, since somebody broke in and drove a truck around the field and put ruts in it.
Yeah.
Look, the Browns aren't making the playoffs, and now here in the next couple weeks they get to deal with the Deshaun Watson drama. So my popcorn's ready for that soap opera that's about to begin. Good luck, Browns. Good luck, Browns fans.
Alrighty. Panthers lose to the Ravens. That game sucked. It was 3-0 at halftime. That game was terrible. The Ravens are honestly kind of lucky that they won. The Ravens do not look that good right now. And I think they will make the playoffs, but I don't know.
No, they're going to make the playoffs. Look, every team has lulls during the year, and Baltimore's in one, but look, a win's a win.
Yeah.
Even though it was against a bad Carolina Panthers team, they still got the win and move on.
The Lions beat the Giants. The Giants are now 7-3. The Lions are now 4-6. The Lions are actually in a pretty good position to maybe come up, take a playoff spot, especially with how bad the NFC is terrible, right? Their division is terrible. They have a chance of taking a wild card.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No way.
Yes. Because the Vikings are 8-2.
Look, after the Bills destroy them today on Thanksgiving, that take of yours will change quickly.
We'll have to see.
I love the Lions. I love Dan Campbell. I hope they continue to do well. They're 4-6, and you're right, they're playing well, but they're not making the playoffs.
At least my take wasn't as bad as yours.
We're going to get to your bad take here in a minute.
Okay. Raiders beat the Broncos in overtime. Dude, both those teams are terrible.
Speaking of bad takes, let's get into that bad take right now. You, on this very podcast last week, when we were talking about the Raiders, and I said, Josh McDaniel has to get fired, and you said they can't fire him because they have no money. And I believe your exact words were, and I went back to the last podcast and listened. You said, quote, the Raiders are the definition of a poverty team, which at the time, I just let it go because I didn't have any hard data in front of me. I did some research. Do you know how much the Raiders franchise is worth?
Isn't it like the third most?
$5.1 billion with a B billion dollars. The franchise is worth $5.1 billion. Would you like to know how much their owner Mark Davis is worth just by himself? $1.9 billion. So, does that sound like the definition of a poverty team? That may be one of the worst takes you've ever had on this podcast.
Have they fired Josh McDaniels, though?
Well, no, but it's not because they can't afford to. Maybe he's cheap and he doesn't want to, but it's not because they can't. Want and can't are two different things. Poverty franchise. Come on.
They are pretty bad though.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're loaded. They got all kinds of cash, but they're a bad team right now.
All right, so you were correct about this one game. The Cowboys destroy the Vikings. Absolutely kill the Vikings.
And Kirk Cousins chokes every time it's a big game. Every single time there's a big game, he doesn't show up. So I'm curious. They play the Patriots tonight on Thanksgiving, primetime national TV game. Let's see if he chokes again. My guess is he probably does. We'll get to the picks in a minute. But
he's pretty bad on
yeah, Cowboys are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, they are. Not really a shock though. I am shocked of their record though, seeing how long they had Cooper Rush in their lineup. But I don't know. They're looking pretty good. The Bengals get revenge on the Steelers, beating them 37-30. The Bengals are now 6-4, and the Steelers are bad and are 3-7.
Joe Burrow.
That's all you gotta say, Joe Burrow.
Do I need to say any more?
No.
Okay. Moving on.
Chargers. This was a very good game. I told you.
Oh, man.
Very good game.
The San Diego Chargers blew that game. Which, by the way, just the legend of Patrick Mahomes continues to grow every single week. If you give that guy more than like 30 seconds, he is going to tear
more than 10
up. Yeah, I mean, the Chargers scored with like a minute, or just over a minute to go. They give the ball back to the Chiefs. Chiefs have to score a touchdown to win, and Mahomes just drives them right down the field like he's playing a high school team and does it again, man. He seems like he does it every single week when that situation comes up. He's amazing. He is amazing. That team, man. Kelsey and Mahomes, they're good.
That is a dynamic duo if I've ever seen.
They absolutely are.
Yeah, Justin Herbert in clutch time kind of sucks though. You know?
What do you mean?
Throwing a game-losing interception. I mean, come on.
He drove them down the field and scored with a minute and a half to go. He did his job.
And twice clutch time, he's bad.
Get out of here.
Again, I'm not a Justin.
Well, he can't play defense. I guess he could play defense.
He could play defense.
When you drive your team down to a game-leading touchdown with a minute to 30 to go, you would think you've done your job, and he did his job, and the defense came out and puked all over themselves, and they lost the game.
I think I'm just a Justin Herbert
hater. I don't know why.
I don't know why. I just don't like him.
He's got glorious locks.
He does.
Glorious.
Very nice.
If you put Drew Timmy's stash with Justin Herbert's locks,
that's your look right there.
That's fantastic right there.
The 49ers beat the Cardinals in Mexico.
That's not even worth talking about.
That's no surprise.
Not even worth talking about.
And that's it for the
all right. We'll get doing picks for the week.
And we're going to get to college football.
All right.
Bills versus Lions today. I think we already know your pick.
Bills by 1 million.
I've got the Bills, yeah. We've got the Giants versus Cowboys. I've got the Cowboys. I think they're on a roll. The Giants stink.
Cowboys by 1 million.
Vikings versus Patriots. Patriots, because Kirk Cousins sucks in primetime.
You know what? Kirk Cousins does suck in primetime, but it's at home against Mac Jones. So I'm going with the Vikings.
Man, that game's going to suck. Texans versus Dolphins. The Dolphins are playing amazing. The Texans, again, worst team in the NFL.
Didn't they just bench Davis Mills? So the backup is now starting.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Dolphins by... That line is 13.5. That is a massive line for an NFL game.
Well, yeah, because the Texans are that bad.
Dolphins cover.
I've got the Dolphins, yeah. Bengals, Titans. This is a AFC, conference matchup?
Titans are playing well. I don't know how the Titans are 7-3 with Ryan Tannehill. I just don't get it that Mike Vrabel is a great coach to have that team at 7-3. I think the Bengals get the win, though.
I do too. Bengals. Broncos versus Panthers. Dude, please stop giving bad games. No, stop.
Broncos.
Broncos, Panthers are terrible. If the Broncos don't win this game, Nathaniel Hackett is the worst coach in the NFL, probably, and Russell Wilson is officially just...
That's a great contract they signed with Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
yeah.
Looking good.
The Seahawks are looking at that first-round pick.
Yeah. Multiple.
Yeah,
Didn't they give up
multiple first-round picks. Like, yeah. It's amazing how bad Russell Wilson is. Bears versus Jets. Honestly, I don't think this will be that bad of a game. If Justin Fields plays, I think the Bears win because, again, the Jets are starting Mike White or Joe Flacco.
I'm going with the Jets.
But if Justin Fields doesn't play...
I don't think Justin Fields plays. And I think Mike White is going to come out and...
Is he going to do what he did with the Bengals last season?
He's going to take that cannon and throw TDs.
Falcons versus Commanders. I've got the Falcons.
Commanders are on fire. I'm sticking with the Commanders.
Honestly, I think this game is a toss-up. Buccaneers versus Browns. This is a test for the Buccaneers. And really, who is worse?
Let me repeat myself from earlier. The Browns stink. Tom Brady's going to come in there and get the W.
The Buccaneers should win. And they will win. So, Buccaneers. The Ravens versus Jaguars. Ravens, I think Lamar Jackson will come out and start playing well again. Not that he hasn't been playing well, but just been playing Lamar Jackson level well. And the Ravens come away.
Ravens big.
Raiders versus Seahawks. The Seahawks, because the Raiders, terrible.
Raiders.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have a reason, or just Raiders?
Just the gut feeling.
Chargers versus Cardinals. I've got the Cardinals. I don't know if Kyler's going to start. I'm guessing he will. But
Do I even need to answer this question?
Just say it.
San Diego Chargers.
Okay. Saints versus Buccaneers. Nope. Saints versus 49ers.
Oh, Niners big.
Yeah. This would be an amazing game. Chiefs versus Rams. It would be an amazing game if the Rams were not bad. Chiefs.
Stafford's not playing. Chiefs big. Man, that line's 15.5.
Holy crap.
That's crazy. That is a crazy NFL line. Wow. I would bet the Rams if I was allowed to place a bet in Ohio, which I will be in approximately 1 month. But the Chiefs are going to win.
Packers versus Eagles. Eagles, because dang, Packers are bad. And Aaron Rodgers has a broken thumb, which, yeah.
I want to take the Packers, but I'm going with the Eagles.
Honestly, I understand taking the Packers here. I think the Eagles lose.
Who are you taking?
I don't know. Toss up. Packers.
This is the picks segment of the podcast, not the I don't know.
Packers.
Okay.
Toss up. Steelers versus Colts Monday Night Football.
Oh, that's a great game.
That's a great game. Wow. Colts. Jeff Saturday gonna be 2-1 after this week. All right. Now probably the biggest part of
big weekend.
College football.
Big weekend.
This is an insane weekend.
Oh, thanks to Tennessee for
losing,
puking on themselves, and just getting blitzed by South Carolina, which is humor. That game wasn't even close.
They got destroyed.
TCU pulls one out again. They're like a team of destiny right now. I mean, they could easily have 2 or 3 losses, and they just keep winning. And the way they pulled that out this past weekend was what a great game that was. What a great finish. Mm-hmm. This week, number 2 Ohio State, number 3 Michigan. It's basically a playoff quarterfinal.
This is the biggest game of the year. You know, It was always Alabama versus Tennessee, Georgia versus Tennessee. But now that Tennessee and Alabama are out of the playoffs, this is it. This is the game of the year.
Who you got?
I've got Ohio State. You know, I think Ohio State has been preparing for this game all season, especially after last year.
I think the game comes down to two things. One, can Ohio State stop the run? If Michigan is able to dominate the line of scrimmage and control the clock like they did last year, it's going to be a long day. I think Ohio State's better prepared to stop the run this year. I don't know if Blake Corum is completely healthy. We'll find out. So if they can stop the run, and then two, the other variable here is it's the Ryan Day variable, man. A lot of times in these big games, he gets conservative. He tries to outthink himself. If he comes in with a chip on his shoulder and is aggressive from the first play of the game, I think Ohio State wins this game easily. If he gets conservative and with his play calling, I think it could be a long day. But I'm pretty confident. Game's at home. I think Ohio State's going to win. I'm going to say 34-26.
I've got 42-24.
Wow.
I think Ohio State comes out and they are mad, very mad after last season.
Let's hope so, man. Let's hope they have a chip on their shoulder and they come out aggressive and ready to play.
So the ranking situation right now is Georgia's number 1, Ohio State is number 2, Michigan is number 3, TCU is number 4, USC is number 5, LSU's 6, Clemson 7, Alabama 8, Tennessee 9.
You can stop there. None of those other teams matter.
Yeah, no. 6 and below, none of that matter. But USC has a very good chance to make it. And here's the thing. Do Ohio State and Michigan both make the playoffs no matter what now?
No. If the loser of that game would need TCU and probably USC to lose. At least one of them.
I think, and here's what's going to happen. Here's what the situation is. TCU plays Notre Dame this week.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
USC plays Notre Dame.
Oh, sorry. USC plays Notre Dame this week.
They're gonna roll Notre Dame.
But if Notre Dame wins, I do think Ohio State and Michigan can both make the playoffs, no matter if they win or lose.
If TCU and or USC loses, there's a really good shot that both Michigan and Ohio State get in. If both of those teams lose, which could happen, I think it's almost guaranteed. So still a lot to happen. There's always chaos at the end of the year in college football. And maybe last weekend is when we saw that, right? Tennessee lost. Ohio State almost lost. Michigan almost lost. TCU almost lost. So maybe last week was our weekend of chaos. But I still think there's something else coming in the next couple of weeks. So if I had to predict right now, I would say Georgia, Ohio State, TCU, which I'm not confident in TCU, but they keep winning, and then USC. That would probably be the 4 teams I had to wager on it today.
I do agree. I've got Georgia, the winner of Ohio State and Michigan, who's going to be Ohio State, TCU, and USC. Which it feels weird. I don't think any of us expected TCU to make it. You did say USC would make it, though.
I did predict USC would make it at the beginning of the year. So I'm pretty confident that. I also predicted, oh my gosh, what's his name? Who's the quarterback? Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
I thought I didn't say it on this podcast, but when I was in Vegas, I was going to put money on him to win the Heisman. And it looks like that might happen too. We'll find out. All right. A lot going on. A lot to talk about next podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Go Bucks.
We're wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving. The best holiday of the year.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.
Go Bucks.